You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
It's Later with Mo Kelly. Time to talk free movies with Chris Woolsey of Vizio TV. Vizio, home of the Vizio Watch Free Plus app.
KFI AM 640. It's Later with Mo Kelly. We're live everywhere on social media and the iHeartRadio app. Check us out on YouTube right now as Chris Woolsey, Associate Director of Communications for Vizio, joins us in studio. We see him every other week. Chris, my brother, it's always good to see you. How you doing tonight?
I am well, and yourself, good sir.
Always good to see you. Always look forward to our conversations about movies because we seem to have very similar tastes.
I think we do.
In film, as far as leading actors and actresses. What do you have for us this week?
We've got a nice little selection. You know, it's summer, blockbuster season.
Yep.
We kind of want the programming to kind of go along with that on Watch Free Plus. We've got a lot of great blockbustery type movies. I love fantasy adventure, and I feel like it's a genre that doesn't get done as well as it could often. I think there's a lot of mediocre fantasy films.
A lot.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we want to highlight some of the better aspects of the genre this month on Watch Free Plus. So we have some great ones. Yes.
Let's always reset how people can find the Watch Free Plus app for those who've not heard our conversations, who may not be familiar with Vizio TV.
Absolutely. So if you do have Vizio TV, all you have to do is turn it on the homepage. Click on the Watch Free Plus app icon. It'll take you right to it. There are tens of thousands of free movies and TV shows. You can also watch live TV with over 300 live streaming channels with tens of thousands of free movies and TV shows. Each of those channels is geared towards a different genre. But if you don't have a Vizio TV, do not worry. All you have to do is go to your favorite app store, download the free Vizio mobile app, sign up for a free Vizio account, click on live TV, and you too can enjoy over 300 free live streaming channels on
live streaming channels.
Yes.
Live streaming. That's in addition to just the movies we're talking about, which are available on demand.
Exactly.
Okay. With all that out of the way, fantasy, adventure for free. What do we have that you're featuring?
We've got a ton, but these are just some of the highlights. One of my favorites is Bram Stoker's Dracula from 1992, directed by Francis Ford Coppola.
Are you sure that movie's 33 years old now?
Right? There's no way.
Because I remember it's I was just out of college. That math does work.
There's no way we're that old. That can't be right.
I mean, Mark Ronner's got to be at least 60.
Come on now. By the way, didn't Jim Steranko do some of the production art for that, Bram Stoker's Dracula?
I believe that is correct.
It's beautiful stuff.
It is gorgeous.
He's a walking encyclopedia.
I know he is. And he was not, if I'm not mistaken, he was nominated for an Oscar for that work. It did actually win for costume design, best effects, best sound effects editing, and best makeup. Incredible film. The cast is ridiculous. Gary Oldman, of course, playing the titular Vlad Dracul. Winona Ryder playing Mina. Anthony Hopkins.
Try to get that cast back together now.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my goodness.
And a lot of people forget a young Keanu Reeves.
He was in that.
He was. Yeah.
Make me want to go back and review it now.
Played Jonathan. Yeah. It's actually an incredible film. And, as I always do, I was doing some research today before I came in, and I found a hilarious story that apparently at one point they had to do reshoots in Los Angeles for the wedding scene, and Francis Ford Coppola got an actual Eastern Orthodox priest to be in the movie, not realizing that it would, by church standards, make this an actual wedding.
Yes.
So in some people's eyes, Winona Ryder and Keanu Reeves are actually a married couple.
Did not know that.
And apparently every once in a while, Keanu will send Winona a text message that says, "Hey, wife," and she loves it.
Did not know that. Learned something new.
Yeah.
This next one I see on your sheet, this is a movie that I personally love.
Yes.
I wish they would have done a sequel to.
Mm-hmm.
and they never did, what movie am I talking about?
This would be the 2002 Reign of Fire, starring Matthew McConaughey, Christian Bale, and a young Gerard Butler.
Was he ever young?
I don't know. Yeah, I know.
He seems like he's been 35 forever.
It's true. It's true. But it is fantastic. I love dragon movies.
Yes.
Mark Ronner, do you remember 1981?
Dragon Slayer.
Yes.
No, but the Reign of Fire movie I thought was that came from some of the X-Files people, and I like that as well.
I believe that's true.
If you haven't seen Dragon Slayer, Mark Ronner, highly recommend.
It holds up.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
so well.
The special effects, and I put that in air quotes. It's dated, but they were so ahead of their time for the time. It's probably the best rendition of a live action dragon even today.
Yeah, I mean, other than Lord of the Rings, I will say.
It's small, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that story is great. But Reign of Fire is sort of a modern take on the classic dragon movie. So there's this planetary apocalypse that happens, and in the process of that, these sleeping dragons come up out of the earth and begin to rain havoc, and a team of soldiers has to band together to try to save humanity from this fiery scourge. It's great.
It's a really good movie, and it did not get the due that I think it deserved.
Agreed. Yep.
Give me one more before we go to break.
All right. Well, everyone is excited about Superman. We've got a lot of superhero movies queued up again. It's like we're kind of going into the next round of superhero films. And, it made me think of Zack Snyder, who directed, one of the earlier iterations, Man of Steel, 2013. And so I was looking through the catalog, and lo and behold, we have a 2011 Zack Snyder film called Sucker Punch.
I have not seen this. Mark, have you seen Sucker Punch?
I'm not a fan of that one, but I'm interested to hear what Chris has to say to defend it.
Well, okay, so fair enough. But it's got a great cast. Emily Browning from A Series of Unfortunate Events, Vanessa Hudgens from High School Musical, and Abby Cornish, who I think we've talked about on this show before, from Jack Ryan, the Jack Ryan series. What I like about this, other than the fact that I think Zack Snyder is really pretty great often, is that there was a bunch of these movies that were like very highly stylized there for a while.
Yes.
And I don't think any of them were particularly great. What was Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow? There was a bunch of those that came out, and I felt like this one, it was fun. It was different. It was like a comic book brought to life. It was a lot of girl power that were great. You sort of saw glimpses of what Zack Snyder was going to eventually.
Oh, you can see Man of Steel in this as far as the color palette and the lensing. Very similar.
It just came off as a little creepy to me. Like, don't go see Sucker Punch in a raincoat by yourself.
Well, that's probably good advice for any movie,
true.
Mark.
It did have Scott Glenn in it, and I'm on
He's
the record
eminently
as,
watchable.
Yeah, I'll watch anything he's in.
I know you are a big fan of the Scott Glenn.
I can't explain it.
As well you should be.
I think we'll go to commercials before it gets weird. It's later with Mo
it's
Kelly.
already weird.
Chris Woolsey joins us in studio talking about the Vizio Watch Free Plus app, where you can get thousands of movies and live streaming channels for free. More in just a moment.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
KFI AM 640. It's Later with Mo Kelly. I'm joined by Chris Woolsey, Vizio TV Associate Director of Communications. We're talking about the Watch Free Plus app and the offerings for this week. All free, all available right now. Thousands of movies, streaming channels, live channels. What did I miss? Chris?
Nothing. Just tons of endless entertainment.
Last segment, we talked about the fantasy adventure for free that you were featuring this week. Let's talk about the free thrillers that you're offering.
Absolutely. So one of my favorite forgotten gems, one of my favorite directors, who is obviously a huge name in the industry now, but 1997, David Fincher's The Game.
Did David Fincher ever do a bad movie?
I know, right?
I'm being serious. I have to really think about it. Now, I may not love them all.
Sure.
But I'm trying to think of a bad movie he did.
I can't come up with one.
Can't one.
No.
Not one.
Man, the guy pretty much.
Now you're making me want to go home and rewatch The Game.
Doesn't miss. It's so good. It's so good. One of Michael Douglas's greatest films. Sean Penn is phenomenal in this. So Michael Douglas plays this like rich industrialist who's bored with his life because he's achieved everything there is to achieve. Finds out that there is this company that can make your life more exciting, and signs up for their program, and then finds out that not only is the program not so much fun, but you also can't get out of it once you're in.
And since Michael Douglas has officially retired from acting, this is about the only way we're going to get some Michael Douglas in our life.
Exactly. But a ton of people don't. I bring this movie up, and it's, by people that I trust with their opinion of film, this is one of their favorites often, and so many people have never seen this movie.
I'm going to rewatch it tonight. No, I know I've seen it. It's just that it was 28 years ago. So I remember bits and pieces, but not everything. So it's going to be that's the best part of getting older. You'll see a movie and you've seen it, but it's almost a brand new movie 30 years later.
I wish I couldn't relate. But man, can I. Absolutely.
All right, what else?
All right. So we were just talking on the break. Netflix had a big hit last year with Rebel Ridge, which was kind of a retelling of Rambo First Blood through the eyes of a black man. I loved it.
Aaron Pierre, Don Johnson. It was good.
Yeah, absolutely. Aaron Pierre, he's easy on the eyes, that guy. And he's got those crazy...
Look, I'm kind of jealous of him, all right? He's a little too tall, a little too handsome.
I'm embarrassed for him.
Green eyes. Yeah. It's just kind of like, come on, it's unfair as a black man to have all that going for you. and I'm being serious. Yeah. He is the next It guy. He's being considered for all these roles as superhero. I think he's...
I heard Bond at one point bandied around.
I heard it was Bond. I heard also Green Lantern, Jon Stewart. A lot of big tentpole franchises. Sure. So he's that guy, supposedly.
Yep. So the writer-director of that film, Jeremy Saulnier, has a low-budget independent film that from 2013 called Blue Ruin.
That is so good.
Isn't it? It's like the best indie action film ever. And I don't know if it's true. It could be apocryphal, but I heard that he literally bankrolled this on his credit card. So he would shoot a scene, max out his credit card, go get a job, pay off his credit card, shoot another scene, max out his credit card, go get a job. And he did that over a year period of time. And man, this movie, and this is one of those great movies where they don't tell you the whole story up front. They drip it out to you, and you don't know the entire story until the very last scene. And I don't know if you know this, Mark Ronner. Do you know who that woman is that gives that tour de force performance in the last 2 minutes of that movie?
It's been a bit since I've seen it. Tell me.
It is Eve Plum from the Brady Bunch. And I mean,
and a guest on the show.
She burns the joint to the ground in that scene. She is so good. And you just go, where have you been for the last 45 years?
I didn't even know that while I was watching it. It is a tense movie.
It is.
Okay, now I have some great recommendations for me to check out. Give me one more, just one more.
All right, one more. We're doing big name directors. I'm going with Darren Aronofsky's Pi from 1998.
I don't think I've seen this one.
It's great. So super low budget. This was the first movie he directed out of film school. He actually went to film school with my writing partner. Shout out to David Madelon. And he directed this film for, the budget was like nothing. It's black and white, very interesting conceit. It's a mathematician who is working on what pi is. He's trying to figure out why it exists. What exactly does it mean in the universe? Like, and while he's trying to figure this out, he's mentally unstable, and he's being pursued by a fanatical religious group that thinks pi represents the name of God, and another of Wall Street traders who believe if they can understand pi, they can manipulate the stock market. It's fantastic, really intense, great thriller.
You have come on this show any number of times, and you've given us maybe 6 or 7 titles each time you do. I don't remember a time in which I wanted to see every single suggestion.
I feel the same way.
I mean, I'm going to be watching 2 or 3 of these tonight, and I'm not getting home until like 11:30. Okay,
I came in hot.
Oh boy! Watch Free Plus app, free. Emphasis on free. Vizio TV. Got to check it out. Chris Woolsey, always great to see you. Always great suggestions. Please don't make it forever before you come back. Hopefully it won't be more than 2 weeks.
I promise.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
Mickey Mouse Clubhouse Plus, the continuation of the beloved Disney Junior series, Mickey Mouse Clubhouse welcomes the next generation of preschoolers and is still breaking records. I'm talking about it's a top 3 series for preschoolers with more than 5 billion views on YouTube. Mickey Mouse Clubhouse Plus airs Mondays at 9 a.m. Pacific on Disney Junior and is available for streaming on Disney Plus. Now, let's make the Clubhouse appear with the magic words, Miska, Muska, Mickey Mouse. Joining me on the show right now is Brett Iwan, the voice of Mickey Mouse. Welcome, sir.
Well, thank you. And hey, that's my line. Mickey Mouse.
And I'm also joined by Bill Farmer, the voice of Goofy and Pluto. Bill, thank you for coming on this evening.
Gosh, I didn't know there was 5 billion people watching us. That's a whole lot of people.
I love it. Bill, let me start with you. You are a Disney legend in your own right who's been the voice of Goofy and Pluto for decades, as well as countless additional voices in films like Toy Story, Cars, Monsters, Inc. But how do you keep the voices straight in your head, or do they get confusing after a while?
Not generally. If you know the personality and you know the character that you're portraying, it usually stays pretty much in its own box. There are times when I'll probably do the wrong voice, but once you learn a character, it has a tendency to stay. So, gosh, I can go into Goofy anytime I want, and it's right there.
Brett, I need not tell you how big of shoes that you are filling as the voice of Mickey Mouse. You're just the 4th person ever to lend your voice to Mickey. You were born in Pasadena. That's important to us folks here in LA, but you were raised in part in Illinois. What was your connection to Disney growing up?
Oh my gosh. I mean, what wasn't my connection to Disney, really? Growing up in Pasadena, I'm a Southern California kid. Going to Disneyland was, at least a yearly event, if not more. I was surrounded by Disney. One of my favorite things to do was actually beg my parents to just drive down the 134 and past the Disney studio lot, just to see this place that I had, been watching Walt in the old classic Disneyland TV shows, giving tours of. I wanted to drive past the gates and imagine what was happening in there. My dream was to work for Disney. I wanted to be an artist. I learned to draw by drawing Mickey. I wanted to be a Disney artist. Truly, the voice acting is really just came out of left field. It's a tangent in my life story, but Disney has been a consistent part of my life since my earliest memories.
Brett, I know what you mean because this studio we are broadcasting from is right across the street from those Disney studios that you're talking about in that 134 freeway. So we understand completely. And Bill, let me come to you. The Mickey Mouse Clubhouse Plus, as I said in my intro, is the latest iteration of Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. It's one thing to get the voices right, but what makes you connect with preschoolers? How do you know when you get that portion right?
You hear it from the fans quite often at Comic-Cons. And it's usually the parents that'll say, oh, yes, little Billy will watch Mickey Mouse Clubhouse 5 times a day on Disney Plus and stuff. So you just learn the character. Doing the character is more about learning the personality than just the voice, which you learn as a voice actor. You can do an impression of a character, but it takes more time to learn the character. How does that character breathe? How does that character emote? What kind of character is he? You have to get that and become that character when you inhabit a role, whatever character it is, and it also helps keep them straight.
Bill, let me follow up with that because learning the character is one thing, but you have been in this business long enough, and I say this with great affection and respect. You've seen the evolution of media. When you maybe came along, there was no streaming. There was no cable, these substations and channels. There was no YouTube. So when kids find you, your voice, your characters in this different media, has that changed how you approach what you do?
Every show, every performance really has its own vibe, whether it was a Goofy movie where Goofy had to be a nurturing father to Max, or on Mickey Mouse Clubhouse,
classic,
where it's for the younger audience and you're kind of teaching lessons and it's all Mickey, Donald, Goofy, Daisy, Minnie. It has its own vibe and it takes on its own life, and you kind of get into that vibe of the show and it differentiates it. but it's still the same character. It's like showing different facets of a diamond that you may have never seen before. Okay, Goofy can be a nurturing father. He can actually be intelligent once in a while, and he can still goof up things all the time. And it's a part of the whole. You add to the whole, but you don't take away from the character. You just add to it over the years.
Brett, you may not be as far down the road in your career as Bill, but I think this does apply to you. How do you go about maintaining the consistency of the sound of Mickey across media, across, let's say you may be doing a cartoon, maybe you're doing something that's live action, I don't know, maybe something for a game or something like that. How do you maintain the consistency? Because my voice doesn't sound the same as 5 years ago.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's inevitable that all of our voices kind of change, right? And thankfully, I think when I look back at some of the stuff I started doing 16 years ago, I've definitely noticed a little smoother approach to Mickey's voice, where it's a little less trick voice. Something Bill told me very early on. He said, "Do you find yourself going into the studio and really thinking about making the voice, making the sound?" And I said, "Yes, I'm terrified sometimes that it's not going to come out." And he said, "Well, just give us some time and that'll go away." And that truly has. Now I'm able to step into the recording studio, and instead of thinking about the sound, I'm thinking more about the character. As Bill had just said, it's more about knowing the character than it is the voice. Once you get the technicalities of the voice, Mickey is a falsetto, but he's not too high and he's not too low. He's somewhere right in the middle. And once you get that comfortable space that you can kind of go to and kick off your sessions with, then the rest is just more so about the personality. And to your point, absolutely, the different projects require a different dynamic, whether it's an ice show where you're in a giant arena, or you're at the theme park broadcasting to a whole park audience, or, you talked about YouTube and different streaming platforms. Mickey has his own vlog now on YouTube, Me and Mickey. It's a whole vlog series. And so that's a little different too, because it's Mickey holding an iPhone and communicating to his audience the way so many influencers are nowadays. And so just having a different awareness, I always say these characters, especially Mickey, they're actors in themselves, right? Like they approach each different role the way any of us would as actors, kind of understanding the audience and the different situations surrounding how it's being perceived. So yeah, the consistency, I think, more than sound is the character consistency that's the most important. But of course, the sound is iconic, so you can't let that go to the wayside. And it's just kind of common sense, like you, with protecting your voice daily to make sure that you're there whenever the call comes in.
Mickey Mouse Clubhouse Plus. First 10 episodes now available to stream, as we were saying, on Disney Plus, and airs Mondays at 9 a.m. Pacific on Disney Junior. I'd like to thank my guests, both Bill Farmer, the voice of Goofy and Pluto, and Brett Iwan, the voice of Mickey Mouse. Thank you, gentlemen, for coming on tonight.
Thanks for having us.
Our pleasure. Really was.
It's Later with Mo Kelly, KFI AM 640. We're live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app, live on YouTube, talking about streaming and everywhere else.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
Later with Mo Kelly on KFI AM 640.
We're live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app, and we're back on YouTube. We just had a little glitch. And then the whole house came crashing down, but we're back. Come on back, Momigos. The stream is back up. And, for as much as we cover TV, movies, streaming, some things do slip through the cracks. I had seen Squid Game Season 1, Squid Game Season 2, which was, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago or so. And I'm thinking we're not going to get Squid Game Season 3 to maybe next year sometime. I come home Sunday night from like grocery shopping, whatever. My wife is on the couch watching Squid Game Season 3.
You didn't know?
I did not know.
It's been up for a while now.
I did not know.
Because at the end of the second one, they tell you it's coming in whatever the date was.
Look, I will tell you one more time.
Okay.
I did not know. Yo no sé. I had no idea that Season 3 was dropping. Actually, I saw it on Netflix and I thought, okay, they're just like, recycling Season 2. It was like, have you seen? They put it in my queue. That's what I thought it was. And then I saw, like, wait a minute. And My wife was leaving me behind. She said she was on like season 3, episode 2. I said, what? Wait a minute. How are you going to watch it without me? How are you going to watch it and not tell me? And then I had to la la la. I don't want to know what was going on.
Stream cheating.
Yeah, so I had to go upstairs and start streaming Squid Game season 3 so I could catch up. And has everyone seen it except me?
Well, no, but one reason you may not have heard anything about it is because weirdly, nobody's been talking about it or writing about it.
Thank you.
I saw the first episode of 3, but I just got involved in other stuff.
I think I'm on episode 4 now.
I will agree with Mark. It has been pretty quiet with the press. I think it just, I don't know, maybe people just fell off, but this season is dark.
It's really dark.
It is heavy.
It was one of those times where I was like, I don't know if I can watch this.
Yeah.
I got to get back into it then.
Oh, no. Yeah. It's
Mark, you like dark and heavy? Oof. Each episode gets worse in a good way.
Yeah. The first season, you thought like, well, okay, there's stakes and people unfortunately will die. It's no secret at this point, But this one, it's not a matter of if people are going to die, but it's how gruesome. It's far more violent than season 1 or 2. Far more violent.
And
way more.
There was a pretty high body count at the end of 2.
Oh, they are killing folks left and right with impunity in this one.
Okay, that's festive.
Oh, yeah. And the way they do it.
In the most brutal way.
You think they'd run out of children's games? No, sir.
Oh, I know, right?
Sir.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, they did a lot of children's games. Like, what's left? And then, without spoiling anything, like a game will come up. I'm like, oh my God, how did I not think of that one? That's true. That's another one.
Did they introduce jarts?
That would be a good one.
Yeah.
Through the first 5 games that I've seen of this season, they have not been. But they've put some very, very maniacal twists on things that we've all done.
Oof.
All have done. And it's like, golly. And I understand if I'm not really giving away the show at this point, you should know something about it. It is a statement about human behavior and greed. I get all that. But after a certain point, it's like, after half the room gets offed, take the money and go. And honestly, I don't think they'll ever give them the money. I honestly think if they voted themselves to end the game, they still wouldn't give the money.
Well, they gave the main guy the money when he won after the first season.
Yeah, the one person. But I'm saying they give you the option if the group votes to end the game, they'll just give you the money that they have at that point.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, well, look, we're in season 3. If you don't know anything about season 1, F you. Okay, catch up.
Oh, and I will say, I'm pretty sure almost everyone in the world has seen for the first season at this point.
At this point, and if you haven't seen season 1,
you don't
you're
want
not
to watch
interested.
it.
Right.
Yeah,
You just don't care.
I thought season 2 seemed fairly on the nose with its reflection and commentary on voting and how when you can always trust people as a group, as a mob, to make the worst decisions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's a part of the statement about human behavior and how we're only maybe one step away from our worst inclinations. And the people who you may think are above it are never above it. We're all the same when it comes down to our base human nature. When it comes to greed, when it comes to fight or flight, survival, we're the worst.
And the worst, dumbest, most poorly motivated people in the group are the ones who are going to drag down everybody.
Yeah. Yep. Every single time. Now, there are some things in season 3 that I question as far as some of the decision making along the way, but you'll have to see it. But I do believe that this has to be the last season. It has to be. I don't know if you can tell this story, and it is a 3-season story arc. I don't know if you can tell this story beyond this season.
Yeah, there's rumors, but yeah, overall it was. I mean, it's pretty decisive, but you got to see the end. Yeah, I don't want to spoil anything.
You finished season 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I think I finished the 5th game.
Okay.
So I'm
You're
near
almost
the
there.
end. Yeah, I'm almost there. So yeah, I question the motivation of season 2, how we ended up back here. I really do. There are other ways that he could have achieved that goal without going back into the lion's den. Let me put it that way.
Well, he wants to bring it all down, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
He can do that from the outside, not from the inside.
But also, I like the detective storyline.
I enjoy that.
And that's
Seriously.
part of it.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of why they had to go back in, like you said, back into the den.
Well, I know that because you need to look. The whole appeal of the first season was happening in the Squid Game, so you have to, for at least for the audience benefit, you have to keep it there somehow. I thought that they could have done it without making this character decision to set it up that way. That's all I'm saying.
And also, just a quick digress. Back to our conversation that we had. I think it was about Squid Game. When it comes to dubbing versus subtitles, I was a nerd, and I'd watch like 5 minutes of a scene with the original and then 5 minutes with the dub. They actually do a pretty good job of keeping it close to what they're actually talking about.
I did that as well, and every once in a while I will watch some scenes in Korean to see how many words I can pick up, how much I can understand. Not a lot, but some. And then I go back to the English, and it's like, hey, that's not that exact translation, because there's some words and phrases that I know, but they're translated for just an English audience and idioms and phrases that we would use, which is not a direct translation. And I've noticed that. And part of the complaints is the translations sometimes don't match up. And that's why people prefer watching it in the original Korean with English subtitles as opposed to English. I'm just watching it in English because it's easier for me to not rely on the subtitles because the facial expressions do matter.
How does your wife watch it?
She watches it with English and English. She'll watch it English language with English subtitles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because dialogue in all these shows is just sometimes hard to decipher.
So low, I hate that.
I don't know why that is. I don't know why it is. It's a relatively new phenomenon, but it's not like I'm discovering it. Everyone says the same thing about it. KFI AM 640. It's Later with Mo Kelly. Live everywhere on social media and the iHeartRadio app.
KFI and KOST HD2, Los Angeles, Orange County. More stimulating.